Wake up, Caitlin Clark. I'm woke.
Fans turn on Caitlin Clark after she predictably bent the knee to the insufferable woke mob. I don't know how it was predictable, except that it's what's required of everyone. And eventually, everyone bends the knee. Caitlin Clark said in an article with Time Magazine, apparently, I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege.
Oh, here we go. And we're off. We about to have some fun today.
A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has been kind of built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, and then continue to have brands and companies invest in those players that have made this league incredible, I think it's very important, and I have to continue to try to change that.
All right. I like the try, and I like the kinda. She's saying it. I don't know if she's saying it with her chest, but she's certainly saying it with her torso. Let's just go there.
Nothing about what Caitlin Clark had to say here, is offensive or outrageous. It's just a surrender. It's a white flag. This idea that the league has been built on the backs of black women ignores the fact that the league has been a historic failure until the arrival of Caitlin Clark. It's just.
Is that fair? Like, does every statement have to be all-encompassing? Can't you infer certain things, right? Like her trying to show respect to the pioneers, to those that came before her foremothers, not forefathers, foremothers. Like, come on now. I love you, Cocaine, but come on, Will Kane.
Just a fact. I mean, it may have been primarily populated by black women who can play basketball, but the ratings and the fandom and the profit loss of the WNBA is an abject, undeniable, objective failure.
True.
Subsidized by the NBA.
True.
In comes Caitlin Clark, ratings soar. And it's more accurate to say the league has now been built on the back of Caitlin Clark. But, of course, she can't say that, and nor should I, if I'm attempting to be politically correct. No, you have to say what now Caitlin Clark has said. And she has been ostracized. She's been bullied. She's been physically attacked during games because she was unwilling to say what she has now said. She waved the white flag. She said what was required of her. Just know that surrender isn't a finish line. Surrender is a journey.
Journey. Well, let's take a journey, damn it, because I ain't about to surrender. I know the truth. You know the truth. Regardless of PC culture, we're going to speak the truth. At least we are on hydration situation because we never shut up. Let's go. White privilege really started this, sparked this, and took this in a lot of directions. Privilege is a word that triggers people, but white privilege, I don't think you get any more trigger in our vernacular other than saying the N-word, and I ain't saying ninja. White privilege, because it stokes so many memories. It stokes so much emotion in terms of you were given that and you didn't earn it. Right? That's what people were saying when they talk about white privilege. To cut through it, people were saying white people are given unfair advantages because they're simply white. Well, if we're going to really properly define what privilege is before we even get into the other forms of privilege, because there's so many, countless, we're going to start off by saying what privilege is. Let me fix this first because I can't do it. The OCD in me. Slipping. Okay. Don't cover up Columbia right now. I need it. When you talk about privilege, raise your hand if you have some. Everybody's hand should go up in the air somehow, some way. I used to think privilege is exactly what you earned, and that was your privilege. But then I was like, nah, that's not true. Innately, you're given some privileges. I have some privileges that were just given to me from God. And then some of them you earn. So some you're given, some you are earned. Privilege is not just who you are, but what you become. You can have privilege. Let's talk to it before we get into Caitlin. I am black. That is a privilege. There is black privilege. Oh, you don't believe me? You should just been with me when I was like 11 years old. walking up to a track, walking up to a football field. Earlier than that, but I remember being around 11, like, oh, you know, we had to play the suburban schools, let's just say. They had their own privilege. It was white. And what was that? Nice field, nice school, nice resources. Y'all got lights? That kind of stuff. Ooh, this team playing disciplined. And what were we doing with our black privilege? Damn, dog, look how fast he is. They looking at us like, damn, dog. Ooh, he look like he can ball. I was tall. I still am tall. Damn, I'm 6'4". Don't think a tall guy doesn't have privilege. Tell them about all the things I had before I undressed Caitlin Clark. I'm black, tall. I got tall privilege. Everywhere I go, I hear girls say, I don't want nobody short. Why you talking to me, girl? You saw all these girls talking to me too. Why you in line? I like tall dudes. Tall, dark, and handsome. Oh, okay. I'm big. I got privilege because I'm big. I've seen dudes, grown men, some of them even kind of gangster, like, oh, dog, I didn't know you was that big, homie. Like, yeah, I know. I got big fingers, fool. I'm a big dude. Privilege. But it's not just who I am, not just what I was given. It's also what I became, what I earned. Don't think. You saw the uncover, put my cover back down and displayed at Columbia. Don't think there's not an Ivy League privilege. Every day I go through a conversation. Where'd you go to school? Columbia. Ivy League? Ivy League? I said, did your voice just, you okay? NFL, I play ball. Come on now. Come on now. Why you think so many kids want to play ball? Why so many parents pushing their kids to play ball? Because they know that's going to be a privilege. You put that on the resume. Ooh, wait. Working at all the networks, media, etc. Okay, let's get into it. So we know the framework of this. What is Caitlin Clark really saying? I think simplistically she's saying, yahoo, I'm getting a lot of love for building the NBA, WNBA. I'm getting a lot of love for this surge and this soar and our new heights. Just want to remind y'all, this league been around since 1997. And just want to remind y'all, I was just a rookie. This is what I think she simplistically is saying. There were players better than me or players as good as me, whatever you want to say, because you're like, ain't nobody going to be better than Clark. Stop. Okay. And she's saying, and they didn't get to shine. Players before me who were as good as me, if not better than me, and they didn't get to shine by the ratings, by the fandom. So all I'm saying is, what could that have been that kept them from getting the shine? I dare to say, if our games are the same, what's different? Maybe how you look at our games, because you see a different complexion. I get that. You know why you get that? Because everybody heard the stories of Elvis, and Elvis was the man, and Elvis, Rob Babalu, you know, selling tutti. Is that him? Little Richard. Oh, what do you mean? Little Richard, Elvis, what? Wait a minute. You know, and all the cultural appropriation, and Elvis heavily influenced, not stealing black songs, but heavily influenced out here. Why didn't they get the same shine as Elvis? They didn't make the same damn song. But that conversation is, I think, where Caitlin Clark went. NFL, football player, Warren Moon. Damn, you squint, look at Warren Moon's stats, especially if you combine the CFL and NFL. You're like, damn, is that Dan Marino? Is that John Elway? Oh, he ain't winning the postseason, but still, look at the numbers. Oh, it's more than Boomer Esiason. It's more than Phil Simms. They're giving them a lot of love. All right, Warren made the Hall of Fame too. So we know the argument she's trying to make. She's trying to make that argument. Me, I get triggered when I hear that someone's privilege, especially white privilege, is supposed to make me feel bad. I think that's where I land. You tell me where you land. Beat it up in the comments. I land where, oh, you got white privilege, which means you have the ability to influence, inspire others easily or easier because of that. And I don't sit there and say, ugh. I sit there and say, I got mine too. So I've been on record saying before, there is no white privilege. Holistically, there is no white privilege. Absolutely. You don't believe me? You ever seen some poor, broke white people? I have. You ain't got to go far to see them either. People always think you got to go down south and deep and make a right and then make another right and then get lost. Nah, you ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to do all that. Now, if white people had privilege just based on their color, and if it wasn't based on context, if it's just based on color, that's when I say ain't no such thing as white privilege. Now, if you base it on context, okay, let's say this. Do you have white privilege if you're at a Klan rally? Yeah, you do. You got some white privilege, right? What if you're in a jury, and that's why the jury system, the judicial system said, jury are your peers, and they try to mix it up, you know? They try to give you a mixed bag of nuts because they say you have an easier chance to influence and inspire. So when I show up, and it's a pickup game, and I don't know why people get so triggered. It's a pickup game, and I show up, and then little white Johnny show up. Depends on the sport. Got some privilege. Oh, I'm going to be the top draft pick. You best believe that. And to me, that ain't no slight. Oh, but they don't respect your mind. Well, I did go to Columbia. Well, they don't respect it the same as the other dude that went to Columbia. You put all things ain't equal. Now you're just spooked. You know what I mean? Now you just believe in the boogeyman. Now they got you. They ain't get me. So I know how the game goes. You know how the game goes. Let's continue to show the game. This is what she said for real. Like, give you a little more context in these little blurbs. I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. Let's stop there. What she's saying is, this white hit different. As Charlemagne the God would say, white ice is colder. She's saying, I balled out, and look at what happened to the league. They balled out. Just let's say, who else is coming? Okay, a lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has kind of been built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, I think it's very important. I have to continue to try and change that. The more we can elevate black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing. Okay, look, she pouring it on hip. A lot of syrup on them pancakes. I get it. But I do get where she's coming from. Imagine you were in a situation and you saw every single ethnicity do the same thing you did, if not better. And then you come and it hits. There's two ways you got to take that. One is they drilled it into our psyche enough where you became the tipping point, right? They just kept hammering. Finally, the door opened up because you came. Coincidence. Or causality. They just hitting a brick wall. I'm sorry. We ain't ready to accept it, which is weird in basketball. We ain't ready to accept black women, but and then you show up, and you the reason. We've been waiting on that white savior, great white hope. Great white hope in basketball? Women? Really? I don't know about that. But that did trigger Megyn Kelly to say this. I'm mad. Oh, look at this. She's on the knee all but apologizing for being white and getting attention. The self-flagellation. The, oh, please pay attention to the black players who are really, spell check. The ones you want to celebrate. Condescending, fake, transparent, sad. We're going to leave that right there. We're going to talk through that because that's real. Okay, let's go one more time through that. The problem with liberalism and conservatism is y'all be banging on each other like Crips and Bloods, and it's just corny. It really is. And I know I get labeled a conservative because I agree with conservatives in an outward way. And you know that ain't the thing to do. So what? If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's Truth is truth. That's where I land. Maybe you disagree. But we all know we tuck away some things because it ain't the thing to say. And it's PC in this world to be liberal. Trust me, I see it all the time. And I'm like, whatever. I'm liberal. Ask me the question. I'll tell you. The answer going to be liberal if it's a truthful liberal answer. If it's a truthful conservative answer, it's going to be conservative. I don't care about your judgment that much. But so I don't like when we get into these catchphrases that really represent you banging on each other. Like Crips and Bloods had cuh, blood, you know what I mean? That's how they called each other. What up, blood? What up, cuh? Crip, blood. I noticed that conservatives do this as well as liberals, but she's on the knee. Woke. You know what I mean? Like that catchphrase, it's like almost like a dog whistle. It's like trigger words. It's like, Okay, anyway. She's on the knee, all but apologizing for being white and getting attention. I understand where Megan's coming from on that one, because I read it that way too. I had that layer in me, like, is she apologizing because she white and balling? Or is she just trying to deflect? But even in deflection, come on, we came to you. Like, ain't nothing worse than you go to, like, you see a football game and then you go up to the star player and he's like, oh, I just want to, Saquon Barkley right now. Oh, I just want to thank my offensive line for opening up them holes. Fool, you had to dodge 8 people to. But we get it. Like, we came to you to give you your props and you just over here deflecting. Can you take your props first? Saquon, stop talking about, oh, the guys up front, oh, you're always opening up the hole. They are, but we know who running through there. You got a backup. He ain't do that. You get my point. Self-flagellation. Please pay attention to black players who are really the ones you want to celebrate. I think in this world, whatever preceded you, you do want to celebrate it. That's not racial. And if we're going to make that racial, we are done. We are doomed. Like, everybody knows you had to stand on the back of someone else, right? I stood on the back of Bruce Smith, and there was nothing greater than the day I got paid more than Bruce Smith, and I was half as good as him. I was like, thank you. Now, is that okay because he's black? Okay, what about Kevin Green? Y'all forgot about that OG. Oh, I used to love me some Kevin Green. Stood on his back. What about Bryce Pop? Come on, y'all. Bryce Pop was my teammate, teaching me stuff. Teach me how to Dougie. What? How to get around that corner, boy. Oh, now, that's okay, because I'm a black man. I'm deemed inferior. Don't tell on yourself now. I'm deemed inferior. So it's okay for you to prop up something that came before you that's white, because you know why? Because he helped you for real.
Athlete of the year, like tremendous, incredible positive feedback. That's what we've seen across the board. There's always going to be some negativity. And I feel like you have had to answer more questions than anybody about the intersectionality of race and gender and sexuality in sport because of just who you are and you represent the growth of this thing. And even today, earlier today, Megyn Kelly, she was saying that you were apologizing for your white privilege and the fact that you wanted to uplift black female athletes and make sure that they were getting the shine, kind of like your pioneers were getting the shine that they deserved. And I just want to know how you feel or how you respond to some of those criticisms when you have to deal with something that it's really not your problem. Like, I feel like it's them looking in a mirror a little bit, but it still comes down on your shoulders.
All right, said a mouthful there, and it's amazing. To put all of that on that woman's shoulders, it's kind of jacked up. But too much is given, much is expected, right? And she's responsible right now for the growth of the WNBA, certainly the poster child. Even if she's not the best player, she's just the one. She's just the golden child. It is, It's just the way the game goes. And that has happened whether you've been black or white, right? Tiger Woods. It just is, man. You could say he was the best as well, but was he the best when he first hit the tour, or all of that craze and all of that hype which precedes movement? Was Michael Jordan the best when he hit the scene and we want to be like Mike? There was a time, obviously, but in the beginning for Caitlin Clark. So we've seen it happen for black people, we've seen it happen for white people. But it's something about when it happens to white people, the guilt comes in, the shame comes in, and we gotta go, oh, what are you doing? But when it happens to black people, it's like, oh, let them have it. They don't get much in this world. I think that's the sentiment. I think that's what it is. Because we've seen this before. This is not a new movie, right? It's just a different complexion. It's just a different way of seeing the movie. Black and white or color, right? So let's see what Caitlin got to say.
I feel like I always have had really good perspective on everything that's kind of happened in my life, whether that's been good, whether that's been bad. And then obviously coming to the WNBA, like I've said, I feel like I've earned every single thing that's happened to me over the course of my career. But also, I grew up a fan of this league from a very young age. Like, my favorite player was Maya Moore. Like, I know what this league was about. And like I said, like, it's only been around 25 plus years. So I know there's been so many amazing black women that have been in this league, and continuing to uplift them, I think, is very important. And that's something I'm very aware of. And like I said, like, I try to just be real and authentic and, you know, share my truth. And I think that's very easy for me. Like, I'm very comfortable in my own skin. And that's kind of been how it is my entire life.
Yes.
Maria couldn't end that interview more black. Yes. Let me stop. When I got to Columbia, I was a freshman. I was on the last freshman football team. Yeah, you imagine in college, y'all got like B's or JV. Yeah, we had that at Columbia. Last year of it. And I used to sell programs. Yep. I used to sell walk up the game. So I played freshman ball, won MVP too, y'all. And then I would watch the varsity, the college team, go out there. And I used to sell programs and walking up and down them aisles. And, program, get your program, get your program. And watch Columbia lose. They were 2-8. Won 2 games, lost 8. But that didn't change what I thought I was seeing on that field. Because I knew I saw greatness. And I saw greatness in one player in particular. His name was Des Worthman. White, linebacker, fullback, kicker, played every position. Boy was out there eating. I mean, eating. Like Dat Wynn. Remember Dat Wynn from the Dallas Cowboys? Like Luke Kuechly. Like everywhere you go. Dez was eating. And I kept looking like, damn, if he ain't going to go pro, who is going pro from here? And I'm a freshman. I'm like, ooh, I'm in trouble. I better ball out. Goodness. He out there eating. Then all of a sudden, he started to get a little buzz. I remember season ends, second semester, and he was doing some workouts, working out for scouts and everything. But Dez may have been 5'10", maybe shorter. So at the Ivy League, if your measurables are not that good and you're balling, you're just going to be stuck in the Ivy League. You got to look the part to get out the Ivy League. That was my experience, at least. You got to look like a model and also be a damn good wife. I had to look the part and play the part. I certainly played the part, but I was like 6'4", 280. Oh, yeah, you looked the part, too. Dez didn't have those measurables. Dez didn't go pro. I think he had a look or so, but that's my point. You know what I did when I went pro? You know what I did when I had all that attention on me in senior year? You know what I did every time somebody asked me a question about, oh, my God, Marcellus, look what you did for Columbia football. Oh, my God. Because before I got to Columbia football, I think only like 3 dudes been drafted in forever. They kept writing these articles. Marcellus resurrects Ivy League football to the NFL. It's now a gateway, a pathway. It's a yellow brick road. And now you see every year somebody from the Ivy League is going, a few guys. And they gave me all that credit. You know what I said? Every time I could, I would turn it around and say, and they forgot some. Des Worthman, white guy. But you know how this world works. That's fine, Marcellus. You can have that. You know we don't think you get much. All the privilege I got, y'all must be crazy. Oh, man, beat it up in the comments. This is going to be gangster. I hope this video is fire. I hope y'all get smarter, mad, angry, learn, grow. Ooh, let's just go here. Oh, all the privilege I got. You know what I'm saying? What privilege y'all have? Beat it up in the comments. I want to hear y'all privilege. Ain't no privilege like pretty girl privilege. Oh, my God. Pretty girl privilege. You can't even go to the grocery store. Pretty girl privilege. Everything is free. Hi, officer. Hey. Pretty girl privilege. It's insane. Come on, y'all. Let's go where it's really at. Let's be real. Let's go to projecttransition.org. Like Aaron Faulkner. who made a one-time $250 donation to the foundation. Y'all watching these videos, y'all loving these videos, I ain't asking y'all for much. A tax write-off, tax deduction. Just help out the itty bitties, man. Help us give them experiences and exposures, right? They need that. They need to get out their locale, out their comfort zone, out their safe space so they can challenge themselves and see deeper and greater pathways to success. And if you do that, I'm going to give you a book. Gym members, that means givers every month. Monthly donations, okay? I don't care the amount. Just hook them up. Hook these kids up. Never shut up, Marcellus, Wiley. Make sure you guys can do that, okay? And without further ado, I know what y'all here for. If you're still here, you're here for one reason, and one reason only. It ain't because of your privilege. It's because you want to hear me go get it. Oh. Is this a rap? What is this? This beat. You got a good sign? Is there a bass in this? Oh, there we go. Oh. Woo! We got flows. We got new beats produced by Fred Germany. Check it. Let's go, Wiley. What we talking about? Caitlin Clark and her privilege. She got privilege. She like, let's get it, Caitlin. Let's go. Caitlin Clark spitting raw, no shame. The queen's been running this game. Black pioneers laid the court we see. Built the W like legacy. You called it no mask. You're stepping to the task. Yeah, highlights, stats, and fame. Caitlin's carrying the flame, balling out with her heart. Had to break barriers just to start. Oh, she got that swag, the fight to survive. The league wouldn't allow her thrive. I'm bringing logic to the booth. I'm searching for the truth. Grit and grind. You know what? My spirit is aligned. So shout out to Clark for respecting the throne. Got roots in her stone. Paid by sweat and the tears. WNBA all these years. Used to sit in the shadows. Had to borrow from the fellows. But now they like, hello, and it's time for them to blow. Uh-oh. That might have been the best one ever. Ever. Give me some round of applause for that. Blah. What's up, y'all? It's Marcellus Wiley, founder of Project Transition and proud gym member. I'm excited to share with you an opportunity that will support our kids on their mission to making their dreams a reality. At Project Transition, we believe that real change comes from consistent action and support. That's why we invite you to join our powerful gym membership program that is making a difference every single day. As a gym partner, by giving every month, you'll fuel our mission by providing monthly support that turns into real empowerment and education for underserved youth. Your commitment reduces school dropouts, nurtures communities, and funds impactful programs like the Rising Stars Academy that we share. Together, we can turn potential into prosperity. Join the group of community champions driving change. Your contributions will help aid success by providing essential educational resources, building critical life skills, and fostering community strength. There's no better feeling than knowing your support will ignite hope, foster dreams, and empower the next generation. Join us today and be a part of transformative change. Help our youth become greater than their greatest excuse. Become a gym partner. Thank you.